Hello everybody, this is Jaime on the BNOC channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the TP9SF gun made by Canik Arms out of Turkey. Now the Canik or the Janik, how the way they say it in Turkey, is a company manufactured by Samson Yurt SYS. They've been pretty much manufacturing since 1998 when the treaty was made. A couple of years ago, it started grabbing some traction. That company now makes about 5 lines of guns, and a lot of police departments have adopted it for their primary weapons across the world. Now, the first time that I heard about the gun, I was over at my FFL guy's house. He was actually he was actually doing some paperwork for me because I was getting some lowers for ARs. While I was there, I think I had told him before that I was looking for a 9. I was actually at the time saving up for a Glock for a G34. He pulls out this gun, and it was the same color as this, but it wasn't this one. It was the TP9, the first generation of these. uh, he gave it to me. He told me to cock it. He told me to pull the trigger. How did it all feel? He was asking me all these questions. I really didn't know what he was getting at because he told me he did not want to sell that gun. So once he told me he didn't want to sell that gun, I was like, "Well, what's all this about?" And then the punchline was for me to guess how much the gun was. It was a pretty solid gun, so I said a couple of hundred, $400 or $500 maybe, and then he hit me with the punchline, which was it was $315. I was pretty amazed at that. I mean, it felt good, it looked good, but I didn't really shoot it, so that was that. He gave me all the paperwork and he gave me my lowers that I had ordered, and I went on my way. So in the next couple of months, I started researching this gun and came across a lot of videos, stress test or people, dumping 1,000 rounds in this gun. So after that, I got pretty excited about it, and actually came across a real good deal on Gunbroker, and that's how I came up with the TP9SF, which is the third generation of those kind of guns. As I continue to talk about this gun, I want to make it clear that this is not a paid sponsorship. I paid for this gun with my own money, and also the rounds that I put through here, I also paid with my own money through. I actually got all the ammo through Cabela's. Now the TP series is one of 5 different lines that Canik does. So, as I said before, there's a couple of lines that are replicas of other lines. This one was the Walther P99. Now, the TP series also comes with a couple of different lines as well, or different models. The first one, as we said before, was the TP9. That one had the decocker and the back that a lot of people didn't like. And then after that, we have the TPSA, which also had the decocker, but this is actually the first model that does not have a decocker. Now, after this one, there's a TPSF, a TPSF X and a TPSF X Elite, which are usually used for competition shooting. This right here is the box that the gun comes in. As you can see, it comes with the Canik seal, the double turkey head outside. After that, it comes with these both double lock holes in case you would want to travel with this gun. I wouldn't recommend it as far as not getting your gun stolen, but it does the job, and the recommendations for the airline, because it's hard plastic. You slide them out, open it right up, and as you can see, there's a couple of things that come in this box, which is pretty good for the value that you're getting here. The first thing that we see is you get the cleaning brush for your 9mm. Then we also go with the plastic patch rod. Feels a little flimsy, but again, it's something free that comes with the gun. I don't know a lot of guns that come with cleaning supplies, but it'll definitely do the job. Then we have the pedal belt loop holster. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of this. It's pretty big. It's kind of hard to wear around. Only place I would really wear this around is maybe out somewhere out in a ranch. I wouldn't be using this for my conceal. I can tell you that much. On the top, the next thing is your owner's manual. It tells you how to break apart the gun. It tells you a couple of maintenance things for the gun. Everything pretty basic that you need to know about a gun. Here, where we get the gun, we come with the slide-in holster that goes connected to the belt loop. I do like this. I know this is pretty bulky to be wearing around every day, and locked in pretty good. You just hit that button right there, and it slides right out very easily. Again, kind of hard to bring it out without you pressing the button. Also, a thing that everybody likes about this gun is comes with this interchangeable back strap. If you got bigger hands, I'm more on the small side of the hands, medium to small. If you're medium to large, you would definitely want to put this on the back of your gun to make it a little bit thicker for you to use for comfort. Then we come with the magazine loader. It's a 9mm, so the magazines aren't really hard to load, but it does make it quite faster and simpler, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. And lastly, it comes with two magazines, two 18-round magazines. Now, already I told you the price of what I got this for. I think it's safe to say that the value of this whole package deal is definitely worth the money. Now let's continue talking about the gun. As I said before, this is a 9mm polymer frame. This is what they call the sand color. Comes in two colors: the black or this one. I really like the color of it. Sometimes you get the too yellowish sand color. This one I think looks just about right. As we said before, it comes with the 18 mag, so you could have 18 in the magazine, one in the chamber. The weight of this is about a pound 0.8, so it's about a quarter pound, a little bit heavier than your normal Glock, than the G17. You can definitely notice that it weighs a little bit more than your G17 would. That's probably what I would compare it to the most. The barrel is about 4.5 inches, 4.46 for those people that are looking for exact numbers. We come with the Picatinny rail at the bottom for maybe a laser sight or a flashlight for a little bit more tactical use. It comes with the serrated trigger guard. Also, the trigger guard is pretty extended forward in case you like to shoot with gloves on. Pulling the slide back on this is fairly easy. Doesn't take much work to pull that back. I really like that about it. Pretty smooth. And the slide forward also pretty easy, done with one hand with your thumb. As I said before, I'm working with medium to small hands, so if that was easy for me, it's probably going to be easier for you. Then we can talk about these sights. A lot of people were talking that they didn't really like the sights, that they would change them as soon as they could. I really haven't seen any issue with them. I've been shooting with these, and I actually didn't even have to adjust them. The problem with these is that they only adjust for windish, no elevation. But as I said before, it was pretty easy for me to zero in on the target. We also talked about the back straps. It's easy to change these out. It even comes with the tools to change them out in the kit. And then if we look at the trigger, the trigger comes with the safety mechanism as well. Now, as we talk about safety mechanisms in this gun, we'll notice the striker indicator. Once you cock the gun, you'll see that it's poking back. Now, the next safety indicator will also be in case we have a bullet in the chamber. As you can see right now, I have an empty gun, so this is not protruding to the top. If there was a chamber, if there was a bullet in the chamber, you would see this as I'm showing it right now, pointing towards the top. So if you see that there's a bullet in the chamber, this is up, and your striker is popped back, then you're ready to shoot. So be careful with the loaded weapon. Also, the trigger comes with a safety mechanism as well. It will not shoot if you just pull that initial one back, and also if you try to pull it back without engaging the centerpiece, it will not push back. A little extra safety on there since this gun doesn't come with the actual mechanical safety. Now let's talk about functionality of the gun. I want to talk about this because it's very important for me to not the only that the gun is made right, but that it feels right as well. As I showed earlier, pretty easy to rack, no issue there. Pretty easy to reload. I like that a lot. I have a Ruger 40, and it's a little bit harder than this. That's why I decided to go with the 9, a little bit easier functionality for me. The other one is awesome, but you know, it takes a little practice before you get good. This one, you're good right off the bat. Some people don't like the angle of the handle. They say that that the angle is a little bit too close to the 90 degrees. For sure, when I put it up against my Glock, the Glock is way more angled than this is. But to be honest, after a couple of rounds at the shooting range, I don't see the difference. I think this is very well made. I think once you pick it up and you put maybe 5-10 rounds through it, you're gonna be ready to go. So it really does not bother me. Also, we talked about the sights earlier. Like I said, they're not the greatest sights ever. They do adjust, and they've been doing pretty good for me. I've been shooting at about 20 feet away and practicing at that length, and I really don't have a problem with what's on here. I really thought that I was going to change them, but I don't think I am going to change them. I'm gonna leave them just like it is. Let's talk about loading some bullets. Bullets are Full Metal Jacket from Federal. I believe the box of 20 ended up being like $10. That's why I picked it up. It was pretty cheap that day. Now these are 9s, so if you want to put them in manually, you don't have an issue whatsoever. But remember, a gun came with a loader, and if you want to use it pretty. It's way faster than doing it manually. Now let's talk about how we fill strip this gun, how really easy it is. First, we make sure that the striker is done. So point it in a safe direction, and make sure that the trigger has there is no striker. Then the gun has 2 takedown buttons. You pull those down, and you hear it pop. Once you hear it pop, after that, it's all done. You just slide it right off, and that's how you strip your gun. After you do that, you can start taking down the spring inside and do whatever you need to do to clean it. As you can see, mine needs a little cleaning at the moment. I didn't clean it last time I went to the range. When you want to put it back in, you slide it back in after you assemble everything inside. Make sure you pull it back, and you're back in business. Now I want to talk about the summarize what we've seen about this gun. First of all, let's talk about the reliability. As I told you before, I put in cheap ammo in this, and I've never seen it get caught. I'm pretty happy with the results I'm getting. Also, I've done the research online, and if you want to do it too, just go and type in TP9 and see the torture test that's done on these. A lot of 1,000 round test of just sliding ammo and ammo and ammo and ammo until these are almost glowing red because it gets so hot. So reliability factor, I think it's there. Then we talk about the feel of the gun. As I said before, a lot of people don't like the angle of the handle. That's fine. I didn't think it was a big deal. I like the feel of it. I like the pattern of it that makes it non it doesn't slide out of my hand. I like the grips of it. As we talked about before, the back straps can be changed. Also, it's a good feel to the gun. We talked about it being a polymer bottom, being a steel at the top. Uh, Overall, the feel of the gun is great. The serrated top, so you can rack the gun efficiently, is also there. I think that the feel of the gun is pretty good. The only downside that I have for the feel of it is that it's a little bit heavy. Like I said, it's supposed to be about the same as a Glock, and this weighs about a quarter pound more. Is that going to be a deal breaker for me? I don't think it is. Let's talk about looks. As I said, if the sand color is a little bit too tactical for you, you could always get the black. Comes in two colors. I really like this one. If you do as well, it's the one that's called sand color. Um, Look wise, I mean, everybody likes the Walther, so I don't see why you wouldn't like this one. Functionality. We talk about loading the gun, Phil stripping it down. That was pretty easy, as you just saw. So overall functionality, I think it's pretty good. Easy just to pull up and shoot. And then we go with the last important factor of always buying a gun, and that's the price. The price is 300. I told you I got this for $300. I think that's a very good price, especially after showing you what comes in the box, how it shoots, how easy it is to carry and function. I really like it. Now, let's talk about the overall summary of this gun. Is it actually what everybody's trying to call it, the Glock killer? I don't think so. Uh, it's a little rough around the edges. It is a great beginner gun, and I've even seen people compete with these guns. So it's an overall great gun. But to call it the Glock, I mean, there's been a lot of technology, a lot of generations of Glocks. Glock has really um, made their gun as good as good as it's gonna get. So no, this young gun, I would not call it the Glock killer, but it's a great gun. I don't take anything away from it. Am I gonna throw away my G17? Absolutely not. But do I trust this gun? Yes, I do. I do trust this gun. I keep it loaded next to my bed. I keep it on my bedstand. So I trust this gun a lot. Who would I recommend this for? Well, in my situation, I got a couple of guns, but I get visited by family quite a bit. We like to go to the range. This is the type of gun that I would like to have as an extra gun so we don't have to be sharing guns. It's a fun gun to shoot. As I told you before, it stays on my nightstand. I do not use it as my concealed gun because I think it's a little bit too heavy. It also has a almost a 4.5-inch barrel. A lot of people like to use compact guns, me as well. So I do not use it as my concealed gun carry. Could you use it? Yes, absolutely. I would recommend this to anybody who wants to get into shooting at a cheap price at $300. If you want to add it to your gun collection, it's not going to kill you. Your wife's not going to tell you not to get it. It's only $300. And also for beginners, if uh, if you're not sure if you're into guns yet and you don't feel like spending $600 on a Glock, half the price right here. You go shoot it, and if you don't like it, you don't lose out on a lot. Overall, I think it's a great gun, and I hope that they continue investing money in this line. Until next time, thank you. And if you like the video, please subscribe to it. BNLC 2003. Thank you.